one more reading. The Middle-Length Treatise on Stages of the Path to Enlightenment. Samatha and Special Insight. Demonstrating that those two include all concentrations. The Unraveling the Intent Sutra says that all limitless concentrations proclaimed in the Mahayana and the Hinayana are subsumed under the Samatha and Special Insight. Therefore, since those who strive in concentration cannot investigate all its limitless manifestations, they should thoroughly investigate how to practice the epitome of all concentrations, Samatha and Special Insight. The nature of Samatha and Special Insight. The nature of Samatha is set forth in the Unraveling the Intent Sutra. Dwelling alone in solitude, you settle the mind within and attend to those very phenomena you have been reflecting on just as they are. Whatever mind it may be, since that mind of attention is continuously directly inward, it's called attention. Repeatedly placing it in this way, it becomes stable, and when physical and mental plights arise, this is called samatha. The meaning of this is that if the mind attends to it continuously without distraction and stays on the object by itself, so that the bliss and joy of physical and mental plights arises, the concentration becomes samatha. This will arise from merely keeping the mind inwardly focused on its object of visualization without distraction. It does not depend on comprehending ultimate reality. The nature of special insight set forth in the same sutra. After achieving physical and mental plights, you abide in that state and eliminate all aspects of mind. With strong resolution, you finally investigate the very phenomena you have been reflecting on just as they are, the object of concentration being an internal image. Thus, with regard to the images that are the objects of the concentration and differentiation of the meaning of those objects to be known, and through differentiation, full investigation, full analysis, forbearance, acceptance, classification, viewing, and conceptualization is called special insight. In that way, the Bodhisattva is skilled in special insight. So samatha is one-pointed mind, special insight is fine investigation. Venerable Maitreya also says, in ornament for the Mahayana Sutras, distilling words about phenomena should be known as the path of samatha, while a full analysis of the meanings should be known as the path of special insight. In reliance on proper stability, samatha and special insight serve to place the mind on mind, and thoroughly differentiate phenomena. This is also because every concentration of samatha must definitely be free of laxity, and in every concentration that is free from laxity, clarity on the mind will definitely arise. Thus, to identify whether a mind is a concentration or a reason that observes emptiness, you must check whether the mind realizes either of the two selflessness. This is because there are countless conceptual concentrations, non-conceptual concentrations of bliss and clarity, in which the mind is not directed at the ultimate nature of an object. It is established by direct perception that it is possible for a mind to apprehend without discursive thought, but not find the view that realizes the ultimate mode of being. Therefore, there is not the slightest contradiction in the arising of non-conceptual concentrations that do not understand emptiness. From that point of view, when the mind is held for a long time, the power of the mind being so held give rise to serviceable winds. Bliss at the time is not precluded, because when the serviceable winds arise, it's natural for bliss and joy to arise in the body and the mind. Once that has arisen, the power of one clear sensation of bliss and joy produces clarity in the mind. Therefore, you cannot posit that all blissful, clear, non-conceptual concentrations realize suchness. Consequently, since bliss, clarity, and non-conceptual arise in concentration that do not realize emptiness, and since there are also many concentrations in which the mind is not directed at emptiness, and yet do not have bliss, clarity, and non-conceptuality, one must distinguish between these two. That's it. One more reading.